let's just talk about ourselves for a minute. Because you know what I mean, it's not about us,
but it's kind of about us.
It's kind of about us.
Yeah.
So in case you have been under a rock for the last, I don't know, 4 years, every year we do this thing called the 6-5 Summit.
Yes,
this started in 2020, born in the pandemic era with an overwhelming amount of requests from our customers to help them in a kind of pivot to remote era, help tell the story. And we, we really embraced it. And so, we had our fourth year one, Michael Dell was our opening keynote. In year two, we had Pat Gelsinger of Intel. In year three, we had Arvind Krishna of IBM. And this year, we had Broadcom and possibly soon to be VMware CEO, Hock Tan. And not only did we have those four, but we have now had probably over 100 CEOs of big tech companies, and not to mention hundreds of CXOs in the top ranks of these organizations speak at our event. And this isn't a news event so much, although it's kind of become that a little bit because we're kind of cool and people want to launch stuff at our event, Pat. But it's also become really a best world-class, World Economic Forum in itself of thought leadership around tech, with this year the focus being on innovating in rough macroeconomic environments. And by the way, if there wasn't a more perfect example, it's been the tech boom that's come from
AI.
That literally between the time we launched this event and the time the event happened has driven the tech industry from what was recessionary and contracting to, Pat, we just re-entered a bull market. We just re-entered a bull market
AI
after the longest bear market since the middle of the 20th century because of
AI.
There you go. Hey, don't pick on me, man. When I'm right, I'm right. Just say it, Dan. You're right. Right.
Dan.
How do those words taste?
Well, here's what I know. Given the long enough time frame, anything we always say will end up being right. I mean, right?
That's why I say things 20 years out.
I mean, in the 1960s, the first AI algorithms came out and they said they're going to revolutionize the world. In 1990, the first tablet computer came out and said it was going to revolutionize the world. It just took 20 years. But no, I'm just kidding, Dan. You were definitely a AI guy. I'll give you that credit. I'll give you some of that victory lap, particularly when it came to the NVIDIA valuation of $1 trillion. You called it. And that was when I think it was maybe worth 600 million.
30 months ago.
How about that? No, I love that. Hey, I want to talk about the 6-5 Summit now. Yeah, and where the heck did that wrap go? Where did it go? It's right there. So, hey, some of my highlights. First of all, with Hock Tan, CEO of Broadcom, we had an opener that just doesn't speak at conferences. He just doesn't do this, right? And that's what I think 99 out of 100 people gave me feedback. It's like, oh my gosh, how did you get Hock Tan to speak in an event, right? And I really appreciated his wisdom that he brought to the table. We're so focused on the next new thing. He just puts a level of wisdom that's really hard to come across. And by the way, it's really hard to communicate, and he did a great job. Another highlight for me, another one of our opener, Kirk Skaugen, president at Lenovo. And this is a company that generally stays quiet on the data center front. And it was cool to get a front row center seat insider view of how the company is racking up such big share gains. As all of these infrastructure companies are going down, Lenovo's going up, and they're doing things like vertical integration. They're leveraging partnerships. It was pretty cool to see. I also I really liked Ericsson North American CEO coming on, talking about giving us a sobering view of 5G kind of what it's going to take to get full advantage of the technology, which is about developer focus, right? API driven capabilities and leveraging those massive MIMO abilities to be able to get the perfect QoC quality of service at the right price for those Web.4.0 apps. And then finally, Marvell COO Chris Koopman's giving the insights into AI and why connectivity matters. And I think we need to remember that it's not just about the GPU compute; it's about the connectivity as well. And I really appreciated that. Overall, on the track openers, I had looked at it and literally most of them were AI. Imagine that, Dan. You must have been really happy. AI for developers, AI for enterprises, AI on the edge, AI in the data center, AI for security, AI for personal use cases.
Right. I was just really right.
Yeah. I mean, you need to just get a legal name change to AI until we get bored with that, and then you can pull that back. Okay.
Look, I don't mean to brag, but
feel proud.
That was it. That was the whole thought.
Anyways, to be a top industry analyst, you have to have some courage to be able to take the shot. And to have the courage to take the shot, you have to understand the content. You have to have some perspective, but you have to have a huge ego, right? And I'm the first one to say I have a gigantic ego, and I look back on the big calls that I've made. I've gotten them all right, but I feel like I've gotten the one that matters right. But
if you don't get a few wrong, you're probably not making enough calls, or you're not making any real calls.
Not taking enough risks. That's exactly right. So, I want to wrap this segment up just by saying I really want to thank all the participants. I want to thank all the viewers. If you're one who doesn't like to register for a conference, don't worry. We're going to be streaming all of these videos live 20 days from today. Sorry. 13 days from today, which would be the June 22nd. And you can catch it on Twitter. You can catch it on LinkedIn. And we might even stream it to Facebook and, of course, YouTube. So thanks. And give us feedback. We want to make this better. Right? We're going to go into our 5th year. Give us feedback on, hey, should we do this earlier? Should we add a segment? Should we remove a segment? Should we make the segments longer? Should we make the segments shorter?
Should we do an AI summit sometime between now and the next event?
We might have to.
And Pat, you summed it up great. And I just want to say I think on behalf of both of us, Connor, the whole Futurum team and the Moor Insights team, thank you to all of you. We couldn't do it without great partners. We couldn't do it without a community that, continues to support, amplify, distribute, view, engage, criticize, all the things that you got to have a show, a platform like we do with the 6.5. So Pat, that's a great way to end the show. A humble moment from two guys that sometimes struggle with that concept. I'm kind of kidding. So, because it's not about me, but whatever.